Hey, Dr. Kriss. Dr. Kriss, I want to ask you, how important is storytelling in life?
Storytelling is such a big word, I would say. If you put a few words together and give it an emotion, it becomes a, say, micro tale. If you're extending it a little more, then it becomes a short story. If you're extending it more with, say, a few chapters, it becomes a novella. If you add many chapters, it becomes a novel. So that is the one angle of storytelling. If you're telling the story of your life, then you're doing self-introduction. If you're actually putting a story in a verse, then it's called poetry. Then you're reciting it. If you're looking at what you're reciting with music, then it's called a song. If you're doing storytelling for IT industry, then you're software development lifecycle, SDLC. So where storytelling doesn't come, you cannot actually demarcate such a situation where everything is storytelling. If you're narrating about an incident which happened long back, then it's a documentary. You're documenting that story. If you're giving a current news item, that's a story. So storytelling has different formats and it has a huge meaning. You have to find out what angle of storytelling you are looking at. So its importance in life is that everywhere, even when a friend comes and tells you what happened to him last night, that's storytelling. When the last thing you do with your child, that when you put the child to sleep, you're actually doing storytelling. So the concept of storytelling starts from the moment you open your eyes till the moment you close your eyes. So life, when I'm talking about what storytelling is, that's also a story. So storytelling has a complete impact on your life and it is very, very important.
And now, I generally hear people saying that, okay, I don't interact much with people. I'm at home, maybe like homemakers, or people now work from home. So my point is, how important is storytelling and voice coaching in that? How can we blend that? And for people who probably don't go to office, don't interact much with other people, they're homemakers.
So homemakers these days, Instagram, you have stories. Facebook has stories. Now, that can be in your own voice. If a homemaker wants a YouTube channel where only she or he is presenting it, you're doing a cookery show. Yeah, that's also kind of story. So, voice to that. Without voice, yeah, there was a possibility because long back we had films which did not have sound. It just had music. It did not have voice. But when you look at the present day style, you need voice there. Somehow, some voice at least. So, voice and story go together the way you tell a story. Maybe it's a visual story, but there is a way you tell it. There is an audio story, which is the way you tell it. So, stylizing it or making it better with clarity, having that brevity, having that style is actually a part of training yourself in voice to tell a story. Now, if you're as I said earlier, if you're trying to become a news presenter, an anchor, a radio jock, a dubbing artist, everywhere it is the art of storytelling which really matters. So essentially what we are talking about, voice training is about how to train your voice to be a storyteller. And storytelling happens day in and day out from morning till night as we discussed.
Yeah. And now, if this course that you're doing and this coaching that you're doing for the public, who all can join it? I mean, if someone comes and tells that I don't need voice coaching, how or how is it going to help somebody who says I don't need voice coaching?
Yeah, if he doesn't need voice coaching, yeah, we don't force them to that. But the happiest thing is that our youngest trainer is 10 years old. And the oldest person who is currently doing level 3 is about 60. So it spans between, say, 10 and 60. So anyone who can understand the instructions or follow the idea how to breathe or how to stress or how to explain or how to put in your words in the right pattern or how to stress, all those things, if you can have a basic idea, I'm saying that they are ready. And this is a mission where we are creating a world of good voices, trained good voices. So that mission, I wouldn't say no to anyone, but if a person says no, no, it's fine. We don't want to force anything on anyone.
So, would it be right to say that anyone who can speak and has a voice can be coached to speak better and voice better?
Yes. Whenever we started the whole concept, we are specifying one thing: unlisten until if you have a kind of a speech aberration or you having some difficulty, then we wouldn't force you to do it. But otherwise, a person with normal voice who can speak without a stutter, they can be trained to be anything what they want. So voice training is very much possible, and they can take it up as a profession if they want. Otherwise, it can be a passion throughout their life.
Thank you, Dr. Kriss. It was interesting to hear from you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.